Osama bin Laden. He is known as the founder of the pan-Islamic militant group Al-Qaeda, an organization that has been classified as one of the deadliest terror groups in the world. A man who gave the USA and other Western powers headache and hard times due to his ability to launch several terror attacks both inside and outside the USA for a long time without being caught. In the makers of the world terror history, the CSTV brings you the life of Osama bin Laden. Where was he born and how did he grow up? When and why did he form Al-Qaeda? How did he operate Al-Qaeda? How did Osama meet his death? Can we say that Al-Qaeda no longer exists because Osama is dead? Let's travel back to history and have it true and real. Osama bin Laden. He was officially known as Osama bin Muhammad bin Awad bin Laden, a man born on the 10th of March 1957. His birthplace is highly contested. Records in FBI and Interpol indicate that he was born in Jeddah. However, notes from an interview that Osama did in 1998 indicate that he was born in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. His parents were Muhammad bin Awad from Yemen and Ali Ghanem from Syria. His mother was the 10th wife to Muhammad bin Awad. His father was a great business billionaire who had ties with the Saud royal family. The mother was divorced immediately Osama was born. However, he remarried few years later, leading to Osama having 3 half-siblings. Generally, Osama is said to have been among the more than 50 children of his father. The young Osama was raised in Sunni Muslim traditions and studied in Saudi Arabia up to university level. Osama is believed to have had 2 university degrees. The first one, a degree in civil engineering, which he earned in 1979, and later 1981, another degree in public administration. At the university, sources indicate that Osama was interested in religion, poetry writing, and doing charity. As a young man, at the age of 17, Osama married his first wife, Najwa, a woman from Syria. However, they were rather in the 2000s separate. Apart from Najwa, Osama is known to have had utter 5 wives, with the 6th wives being unknown because the marriage was annulled immediately after the ceremony. The rest of the wives include Hadija, who he married in 1983 and divorced in 1990. Khairia, who he married in 1985 and Siham in 1987. And lastly, Amal al-Shada, who he married in 2000. Osama was a father to 25 children and was known to be strict and took his family to shooting picnics in the desert. He was known to be a left-handed man who always walked with a cane and wore a plain white keffiyeh. In 1979, Osama joined the Mujahideen forces in Pakistan to fight against the Soviet Union. At this particular time, he funded Mujahideen through the Maktab al-Kidamati group by funneling arms, money, and fighters from Arab worlds into Afghanistan. It is during this time that Osama gained popularity among the Arabs. 1998 August could mark a major landmark in Osama's life. In this year, he formed the Al-Qaeda, a group that could turn out later to be the world's deadliest terror organization. Inquiry into why Osama formed this group indicate that he wanted a more military role, a position that he could not be able to access while in Maktab al-Kidamati. As a result, he broke out and split the Maktab al-Kidamati to form Al-Qaeda. Notes of the meeting of August 20, 1988 indicate that at its initial formation, Al-Qaeda was an organized Islamic faction with the major goal of lifting Allah to make its religion victorious. Indeed, Osama emerged victorious. In 1989, he returned to Saudi Arabia after winning jihad in Afghanistan. He returned to Saudi Arabia as a hero of jihad. However, this heroism was short-lived because in 1991 he was expelled from Saudi Arabia. The reason for his expulsion was because of his repeated criticism of the Saudi alliance with the USA. Together with his followers, Osama moved to Afghanistan and then to Sudan in 1992 in a deal brokered by Ali Muhammad. In Sudan, Osama established his face and base. His security guards were people he only chose. Their security weapons include PK machine guns, AK-47s, RPGs, Stinger missiles, and SA-7s. While in Sudan, the USA government was monitoring Osama. He established a base for Mujahideen operations in Khartoum. He also invested in infrastructure, agriculture, and business. As a business person, Osama was the Sudan agent for a British company called Hunting Surveys, and through this company he constructed roads using the same bulldozers he had employed to construct the mountain tracks in Afghanistan. His rapper, all sources of labor, were his fighting comrades that he had interacted and made ties with during the war against the Soviet Union. In 1994, a major blow to Osama happened. King Fahd of Saudi Arabia stripped him of his Saudi citizenship. This was because he still continued to criticize the regime in Saudi even while he was in Sudan. By this particular time, the radical Osama had made ties with the Egyptian Islamic Jihad, which constituted the core of Al-Qaeda. In 1995, the Egyptian Islamic Jihad was expelled from Sudan after a failed assassination on Egyptian President Hussein Mubarak. This could add to Osama's problems. There was pressure both internally and externally to have him out of Sudan. And in 1996, the pressure increased from Sudan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the USA to have him move out of Khartoum. Osama could not go back to Saudi Arabia because the regime never wanted him back. As such, he was permitted to leave Sudan to a country of his choice other than Saudi Arabia. Osama chose to return to Jalalabad in Afghanistan. His expulsion from Sudan weakened him and Al-Qaeda. However, it left him without an option other than being a full-time radical terrorist. He lost much of his property due to this expulsion, and going forward, the man Osama chose revenge against the USA and Western powers and their allies. Osama is known to have conducted several terror attacks. His first terror attack dates back to 1992, December 29, in the Gold Maya Hotel in Aden, where 2 people were killed. He is also known to have cemented ties with the Taliban. In 1996, Osama set his boundaries clear and declared war against the USA. The world hegemony became Osama's greatest enemy because he felt that the USA was responsible for the evils in the Middle East. In 1998, he began a series of USA embassies bombings. This included the Kenya and Tanzania USA embassies bombings in 1998. He is also well known for masterminding the September 11, 2001 attack on the World Trade Organization Center in the USA, New York. This attack, the September 11, could lead to President George Bush's declaration. The global war against terror and the subsequent invasion of USA in Afghanistan. Between 2001 and 2011, Osama was the most wanted person by FBI and a major target by the USA. The FBI offered $25 million bounty in search of this radical man. For 10 years, Osama was hunted in vain. However, in May 2nd, 2011, the world stood still for Osama. The once radical had to find the headache of the USA and Western powers and the world that had stood against terrorism came face to face with his death. He was killed by the USA Navy SEAL inside a private residential compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. The cause of his death, it is out of a shot or a gun out of a shoot. Osama died at the age of 54 years, marking the end of his activities and search by the FBI. The question is, did the death of Osama end Al-Qaeda? Stay tuned in the CSTV as we will bring this to you real and raw. Remember to subscribe.